Welcome to Entre-Preneur. Breaking bread over business. Failure, finance. Breaking bread over business. So speaking of that, I like to get into psychology.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like everything we do, no matter what we do, always is a level of psychology involved, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Especially when you're dealing with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Psychologically, what are some of the techniques you have developed, whether they were successful or failures, that either that helped you prevail?
Yeah.
Or hindered you?
Yeah.
What are some things psychologically you can give to people, that you've experienced?
There's a couple of things. So with referrals, this is something that just automatically comes to mind. So with getting referrals, there's this part of our mind called like the reticular activating system.
Ooh, boy,
not even. I heard
my dictionary out.
You're crazy. No, Tony Robbins was talking about it. So
okay.
Our mind can only process but so much stuff. So what happens is this particular part of our brain that will just kind of filter out everything else and only focus on the things that we make important to it.
Yeah.
So like one of the things I did with referrals is like, especially when somebody's purchasing a house, the only thing that's going to be on their mind is buying a house. So what's going to happen is, like, you ever get a new car and then you start to see your car everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reticular activating system. So what's going to happen is they're going to be extra aware when somebody's talking about a house. So let's say they go to work, because they're currently purchasing a house. If somebody's talking about, I'm thinking about buying a house, they're automatically going to tune into that, listen to it. Now, what I want to do is I want to plant my name in their mind, because what they're going to do is they're going to say, hey, I have a realtor who's awesome, you should use him. Yeah. Now, if I don't continue to plant my name in their mind, they're not going to think about me. They may think about somebody else. The typical consumer can only name about 1 to 2 realtors. So you want to be that one realtor that they think about.
Wow.
Yeah. And then just other stuff too, like building rapport with people. I used to look at building rapport so differently than I did now. Yeah. So I don't necessarily, like, at least when you build rapport, it's supposed to like shadow a person, move when they move. Yeah. I don't. I just try to build a genuine relationship with them, because what I noticed is, this is why I don't like flattery. So everything that comes out my mouth, for the most part, I try to make sure it's true, like it's a true compliment, because flattery is like an imitation bill. And if you give somebody an imitation dollar, eventually, they're going to know it's imitation. They're going to feel it's fake. Yeah, so I try to genuinely build a connection with somebody, genuinely find things that I admire about that person. And then I'll just kind of point it out, which I think people should do anyway. I do that, and then 80%.
That's what he tried on me earlier.
Nah, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
You know how I feel about you, bro. I try to build genuine relationships, and what that does is 80% of the conversation to be about just me getting to know that person.
Gotcha.
And then the rest can just be about business.
Gotcha. Okay. Nah, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's why I like the psychology.
Me too.
It works. It's beyond just a level of relationship, money, realness, fakeness. It's like, how do you tap into people? Like, I always, as one who likes to sell, right? And that could be anything, right? Yeah. I always go by this motto of, as long as I can tap into your mind and your heart, I got you. Right? Because I look at people as like, we make decisions based off of our feelings or our psyche, right? And if I can get you to say yes to both, then who's saying no? You know what I mean? So I think that's definitely dope, man. That's important, man. And you have that skill set. I always uplift you when it comes to that. I always say, yo, you got it, man.
I think we both do. I think we both like are really well with that skill set.
You definitely, you're relatable, but then also you know what you're talking about. So you bring both aspects to the table to where it's like, how can I say no? You know what I mean? To where, you know, you see people who they're like so robotic. They know everything. They can quote all the, you know, quotes from historians and everything like that, and they know about their industry, but they're not relatable. And this feels like, are you a shark? Like, are you a robot? Like, I don't want to deal with you because
I can't connect with you.
You have no personality at all. You know what I mean? And I'm like very personable. So if I'm dealing with you, especially in business where we got to talk often and meet together and come up with decisions together, if I can't tap into who you actually are, I don't want to deal with you. Even if you can bring money to the table or bring, you know, or help me accomplish the goal, it's like the process along that way is not worth it to me if we can't build. You know what I mean? And you definitely bring that to the table, which is great, and I think you'll excel continuously in what you continue to do, no matter how you branch off.
Right.
So definitely keep that, man, because that is significant.
And I think that's what, that's a very good point that you bring up. I feel like, and I mean, from my experience and just from what I see, people care more about the relationship they have with you than the competency you may have.
That's true.
People want to work with people they like. And if you can master that, if you can master being a likable person, then you can take over the world, honestly. And then with hearts and minds, what was it? I think General Petraeus.
Picking your brain over there.
No, not even. But I think General Petraeus did that during the Iraq War. When the hearts and minds, they tried to win the hearts and minds of the people over in, you know, those, I guess, communities or those villages, and that's how he was able to make a great impact. Because instead of just going over there, you know, blowing everybody up, shooting people, making, you know, just creating more enemies, it's like, hey, they would go into the communities or the whatever you want to call them, the areas, and they would talk to the leaders. They'll say, hey, how can I help you? What can we do better? They have conversations with them, and then, you know, in turn, what would happen is they would tell them, like, hey, listen, there's this person over here, or, you know, there's this group over here, you know, and they would get a lot of information. So yeah, I think that's a great strategy that you brought up. Yeah, if you can get into somebody's heart and their minds, you can, absolutely.
All right. I mean, you do it already. So
I think we both do a really good job at that.
So something you tapped in when we're talking about the psychology, right, is you want to be in that person's mind, right, when it comes to their decision making of, you know, finding a realtor, right? So that sort of brought me into marketing.
Right.
How do you go about marketing yourself?
Right.
And what are your techniques?
Something that's really powerful and free is social media. I got a couple other ways I market too. Like now we're doing, you know, we do cold calling. I send out mailers as well, but something that's really powerful is social media. So I try to always, and I haven't been doing a good job with this lately, but I got somebody that's going to start helping me out with social media. But I'll just put something up like, hey, just sold this house, or interest rates are here. We're in the seller's market. Now, what this does is they see me, so they remember my name, Donni. Now they're saying me talk about something real estate. Now they have Donni real estate in their mind. And the more I push that into their mind, the more it's going to stick. So now they run into somebody and they're like, darn, you know, I want to sell my house, but I'm not even sure, blah, blah, blah. And they're almost, you know, they're like a little advocate for you. They're like, listen, I got this great realtor. Just talk to him. Trust me. Boom. Now you got a referral. And the only thing the people want in return is like, you know, he's like, thank you. Which I always do, because I truly am grateful when I get referrals. So I'm just like, hey, thanks.
So are referrals a big part of your business beyond, you know, people finding you through social media?
Referrals are a big part of my business, but I now want lead generation. Like I want to do different lead generation. So now I'm cold calling more. I want cold, the thing I like about the thing about referrals is that it's hard to like calculate when you're gonna get a referral, so you're just kind of waiting for it. You just gotta keep, you know, putting stuff in people's mind. Now, when you're cold calling or something,
explain cold calling for people who don't know what
cold calling is. So what cold calling is, you're calling a seller or a potential client and just kind of seeing if you get business from them. So you're just picking up the phone, saying, hey, you know, giving them a market update, like, hey, would you potentially want to sell your property? Okay. Or, you know, are you looking to buy a property? That's what cold calling is. But the reason I like that is because I can quantify it. So, you know, the law of average, you know, as you know, if you do something enough, a ratio will appear. Mm-hmm. So let's say I call like 100 people, 20 may answer, then 1 may say yes. Mm-hmm. Now, once I get that ratio, I know exactly what numbers I need to hit. Okay. Now, once I know what numbers I need to hit, I can double that, okay, triple it, and I know how many leads and closings I'm gonna have, you know, for that, you know, whatever time period. Gotcha. So that's what I'm really trying to do now. Yeah. Okay.
All right. How do you go about finding that list or sellers or indoor buyers on the cold call?
They have like lists that you can buy. You can buy like vacancy lists. You can what I just started doing was there's this program, it's called Mojo Dialer. So they actually give you like a neighborhood search. So if I sell a house, I'll call the people around that house and let them know, like, hey, I just sold a property. We're currently in the seller's market. We picked up a lot of buyers when I was marketing the property. Would you potentially be willing to sell your property? Gotcha. You know, or would you just like a market update? Because if you give somebody value, then they're gonna remember you. So I just try to give them some type of value. You know, like, hey, it sold for this much. This is how much you sell your house for. Can I give you a market update? I'll let you know exactly how much your house can sell for. I mean, if you don't want to sell right now, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah. But in the future, I want you to remember me. Then I'll give them like market updates like every month, so they're seeing it every month. Okay. Then once they're ready to sell, I'm the person they're coming to because it's providing them with so much value.
Got you. Okay. One of the big things I've learned when it came to selling in general is upsells, right? Mm-hmm. Is there any upsells in real estate?
Not really. I mean, not that I can think of. It's like if you're selling a house, you're just kind of like selling.
It's just a house, right?
Yeah, but this can kind of be an upsell. Like, let's say, for example, they need some work done. I can like put my contractor on there. I could like, hey, listen, I got a contractor for you, or, you know, they need photography. I can, you know, give my photographer some business, or like my electrician or something.
Now, those people you affiliate with, right?
Yeah.
Is there a percentage in for you when it comes to that?
No, absolutely not. The only thing I want them to do is make them look good. It's like, hey, just do a really good job, okay, because, you know, I want, for one, it's my client. I truly do care about my clients, like I really do. Yeah. So, you know, I want them to be happy. I want them to have a happy experience. You know, it's like I want you to come on time, look nice, you know, get the work done. And I want them to come back like, oh my God, thank you so much for recommending this person. They're great. You know what I mean?
So it's an upsell, but it's not for monetary gain.
No, it's not for monetary.
So for like constant networking.
Yeah, and to help my clients. Yeah, both.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you think that makes you even more like dynamic and profound, like realtor, because you offer those extra services beyond just selling or buying houses?
I think it should be. I think most realtors should do that. Okay. I don't think it makes me stand out from any other realtor. Okay. I think what a realtor should be is someone who's able to, even if they don't have the answer, they should know where to find the answer at. Because a lot of times people aren't going to know where to find the answer at. So they may not know how to look for a contractor. They may not know how to look for a plumber, you know, or a roofer. You should be the one who's like, hey, look, I got a plumber, I have a roofer. You should be the source for them to go to when they have an issue.
Gotcha. Okay. You got a lot of gems, man.
Yeah.
A lot of gems for the people.
A lot of failure.
I hope y'all appreciate what Donnie bringing you tonight.
Yeah, a lot of failure, man. You know, you just want to learn from it.
Man, you learn from failure and you keep growing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what it's about when it comes to just being entrepreneurial, right? Yeah. Is you just can't stop. You're gonna fail. You're gonna hit that speed bump, and you're gonna fall hard sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna fall straight, like. You're gonna fall on the ass, just, you know, straight up. And it's one of the biggest things that I've learned is you just gotta keep going. You know what I mean?
It's like when you fall on your ass, you gotta get up. It's like you have to get back up. If you stay down, you're just gonna stay there.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be persistent. You have to be patient.
Yeah.
Patience is very, very, very important.
I don't have that.
Me neither. Me neither.
Yeah.
I have to listen to this YouTube video every day. Every day, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
It's Jim Rohn. He's talking about patience and persistence. I listen to it every day so I can get more patient because I'm not patient at all. I want stuff now.
Yeah.
But there's a couple things that does, at least to me. For one, I can miss out, on a lot of opportunities and just mentally. Because like mentally, it's like if I'm not there yet, it may just like make me want to just go to a different path, or I'm judging myself or something. Gotcha. Now I just want to focus on the process.
Gotcha.
Like this is Bill Walsh. This is like the score takes care of itself. Just focus on the thing that gets you there. Focus on the process. If you focus on those things, you'll get there. Don't even. You can create a goal, but don't focus on the goal.
Okay. That's good, man.
Yeah.
More gems.
This stuff I try to do, the stuff that I do that works for me,
Yeah. Make sure you send that.